if there is an actual civil war, not civil unrest, an actual civil war, when supply chains stop, when our gas and electric stops, when our water plants stop. What happens when medical supplies can't get to people? And I'm not talking exclusively about people who take these drugs to keep them alive, but what happens when the local paranoid schizophrenic down the street has run out of pills? What happens when hospitals become military infirmaries and they've run out of supplies and their generators run out of fuel? What happens when those who said they wouldn't take part in a 7-day general strike are now defending their homes for weeks, months, or even years? Because civil wars don't just pop up on a Tuesday and everyone is done by the weekend. That's civil unrest. Civil war is a long, drawn-out process. Civil war is you having to stay up in the night to guard your house because the neighbour is so desperate for food that he tries to break in to see what you have in your cupboards, and you have to literally fight, potentially to the death, over scraps because you want to keep your child fed and he wants to do the same. Sounds dramatic, doesn't it? But that is civil war. It's the reduction of men and women to their basic survivalist form in a world where any modernisation is gone. No medicine, no central heating during the winter, food scarcity, and probably much more that we wouldn't even think of unless it actually happens. And lastly, people say all the time, nah, there's way more of us than there are of them. It'd be over in days. Well, who are they? The government, the police, the military, lefties, Muslims? Some are even suggesting civil war to remove anyone that isn't white. I'm seeing it all over social media at the minute. There is no us or them because they is a very broad term, and us, well, we can't even mobilise and protest to keep our women and children safe without our own people counter-protesting us and calling us fascists. There is no us versus them. There are small groups and pockets of people. Civil war would be a mess. It would last over a year, in my opinion. And even when it did end, it wouldn't truly end unless 99% of us were all dead. Because the losing side would always want revenge afterwards. Stop listening to people who say we need civil war. They're morons. What we need is a week-long national strike, peaceful mass non-compliance. Let's damage those at the top. Let's not turn on each other.